Guys, do I get together? And Susan and Stephen right here, please. Stephen right here, Susan.
That works for my mom and my dad and my three sisters, but it goes throughout my life. The first thing that goes through my mind is I cannot wait to get back where I belong, behind the camera. But in this case, and only because of Susan, I stepped in front of the camera to tell a whole bunch of stories that Susan was able to pull out of me.
Make this film. Why did this feel like the time to tell the story of his whole career?
Well, it's less odd and weird than kind of informative, because I'm always looking forward to make the movies that I'm currently making on, or the movies that I'm planning to make in the future. I rarely really have even time to indulge and look back at the other films unless I'm showing E.T. to my grandchildren for the first time. But on something like this, it was very much like therapy for me to actually, not so much, but yeah, therapy for actually being able to speak about the process and about the feelings and about how my movies relate to my family and my own personal life, but also being able to see everything in continuity is something that I've never done before. I've never actually watched my films unspool through another filmmaker's point of view and understand a little bit better about myself, and I think that's what Susan did.
David, right here, please. Right next to her, right next to her.
It's not a lot of people on it, so I feel very proud.
How about a film about you at the festival? How does that feel?
Well, it feels kind of strange.
Of course it is. I mean, it's enormously challenging, and I try not to think too much about that. Actually, I think the privilege of being able to tell stories about artists who I admire, it's a privilege, and I feel a tremendous responsibility to get it right, to tell that story right, and to have it have depth, and to try to get beneath the surface in some way that helps the audience know the work better. That's always my goal, is who's the man behind or the woman behind the work, so you kind of want to go out and read it all again or watch it all again or go to every museum, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a real responsibility.
So in the film you talk a lot about how your films are a way for you to
I don't chart it out or plan it ahead of time. I don't have some kind of a map of, you know, a strategy of any kind. I'm very reactive to material, very reactive to ideas, reactive to my own ideas and things that I hear about and I read. So I don't really switch back and forth because that's the plan. If something like The Post, which is coming out, grabs me, which I made very, very quickly because I found it to be very relevant, that's something that I'll jump into. And then something that took 3 years, like Ready Player One coming out next year, which is the antithesis, it's the cultural opposite of The Post, I'll be able to jump back into my boyhood and make a film like that. But it's not planned.
To your right, Gina. Gina, straight up. And straight ahead. Gina, can I have a closer than those? Phil and Wallace, straight ahead, please. Folks, we get you right on. Straight ahead, please. Okay. You're doing great, Phil and Wallace. Straight ahead, folks. And one back here, please. Phil and Wallace. Phil and Wallace. You're doing wonderful. You're doing wonderful. Get tight out there. I see that. I knew that. Because it's so natural.
She pulled out of me about doing that. And then I got a chance to see the film all cut together. And I thought, well, for one thing, I think that is a subject that is not on keynote for what we're talking about here tonight. Right. It's a subject I don't shy from, but it's not relevant to what we're discussing about Susan's movie today.
Okay, well, that's great.
I have a lot of opinions about that, but not for this event tonight.
Okay.